You know, Nicole, as we've been watching the coverage of the protests across the country, we are seeing peaceful protesters, and then we're also seeing destruction, arson, looting. There is a bit of a raging debate, I think, in this country about how you express dissent and what is the appropriate or inappropriate way to express dissent. The former President Barack Obama has said, you know, that essentially there's no excuse for any forms of violence, rather, in a statement condemning these acts of violence. I want you, because one of the things you offer is a full perspective and context, most importantly, context. When we look at people rioting and looting, and no doubt some of the victims of the looting are going to be businesses that are African-American businesses, how are we to interpret what we see there? You know, the president called people thugs. What is it that we're looking at? And maybe it's not just one thing.
I think, one, we need to be really careful with our language. Yes, it is disturbing to see property being destroyed. It is disturbing to see people taking property from stores. But these are things. And violence is when an agent of the state kneels on a man's neck until all of the life is leached out of his body. Destroying property which can be replaced is not violence. And to put those things, to use the exact same language to describe those two things, I think really it's not moral to do that. So yes, I think any reasonable person would say we shouldn't be destroying other people's property, but these are not reasonable times. These are people who have protested against police violence again and again and again, year after year after year, and still we can have videos of law enforcement with witnesses nonchalantly taking the life of a man for the alleged crime of passing a fake $20 bill. So when we have people who say that people should respect the law, they're not respecting the law because the law is not respecting them. You can't say that regular citizens should play by all of the rules when agents of the state clearly are not.